started. Thank you all for joining today. Excited to have you all here. 35 people in the call for this kickoff. This is 30 days of Web3 2024 already. Again, excited to have you all here. This is the official start of the program. We'll provide a little bit more information and context on what the program is, what the on-chain squad is, how you guys can get started, make your first contributions. Yeah, excited to kick things off. Maybe before we begin, just some general rules. These are also shared on Discord. There's no token, never send money to strangers. Be careful when clicking links, never download or sign things you don't know. That's just basic security for anyone working in crypto and Web3, I guess. But besides that, be respectful and kind to each other. We're all here to learn. Everyone defines their own goals. This is not a competition. Please do not discuss crypto market prices, shield or promote any other projects, insult, harm, or attack others in any way, or spread FUD, spam, or misleading information. Thank you. The agenda for today, we're doing some quick introductions. What is 30 Days of Web3? What's the on-chain squad? Who are the people involved? Why are we doing this? Celebration of open source software, and how you get the most out of this program. So starting off with 30 Days of Web3, this is an initiative to help onboard more people in the crypto and Web3 space. An opportunity to work with your peers, contribute and gain hands-on experience in small collaborative cohorts. So a bit of a history. It's an initiative I started 3 years ago. Historically organized in January, because I also wanted to help people with their New Year's resolutions at the same time. This is the third edition. The first edition had about 200 applications. There was peak bull market, I guess. Lots of people joined in to work on their own projects. The goal there was just ship anything. New project, a blog post, a video, anything would do. Actually, most of the people who graduated from that program, which I think was about 1/3, have found jobs and are still working in the space. A lot of actually respected companies in the space. So that's still exciting. But it was very similar to a hackathon model, but without sponsors and prizes. So for the second edition, I want to change things up a little bit. A lot less applicants that time. Peak bear market, actually. But we started to focus on specifically contributing to open source. It's actually exciting that a few of the people who graduated last time are here now helping us organize this edition. Uttam and Josh, I'm not sure if he joined today actually, but it's really exciting to see some of them being so excited that they wanted to do this again this year. So big shout out to them. And here we are, 2024 edition. I think this year we are close to 140 applications so far. Kind of at the cusp of another bull cycle, I guess. So definitely a great opportunity for all of you to dive in and start contributing. And again, I'm super excited to have you all here. I think every one of you should be accepted by now. If not, feel free to ping us later and we'll get things sorted. So what is the 30 Days of Web3? I mentioned it already, I guess, but the goal is simple. We want to contribute to open source crypto and Web3 projects in 30 days. It's not a typical hackathon or a bootcamp. We do have a dedicated group of mentors to guide and support you along the way, but we don't have an official program or a learning curriculum or anything on that. I'll explain a little bit more on that later on, but this is not a competition. We're all here to learn. We're here to help each other. We're here to contribute to open source projects. You might have seen that there is a leaderboard on the site for this challenge, but there are no official first, second, or third places. Anyone who contributes to a project is a winner. So let's help each other out and get the most contributions as a team. You define your own goals. For some of you, it might be finding a project to make your first contribution. For some of you, it's just making contributions at new projects. For some, it might be making the most contributions in 30 days. whatever it is, as I said, there are no winners. You define your own goals, and we're here to support your personal goals. Next to that, it's fully remote, all free, it's open, it's permissionless. If someone wants to join in later into the 30 days, that's fine as well. We're here to help. Which brings us to the next item. So how does this all relate to On-Chain Squad? The naming might be somewhat confusing, I guess. 30 days was the original challenge that started 3 years ago. But we have been discussing, also with input from Uttam and some of the previous participants, that we want to move things forward and keep this as a community that remains active all year long. So On-Chain Squad is the new name of this initiative. We plan to keep this community alive besides just the 30 days of the year during the challenge. The focus of the community is to contribute to open source, but also to help maintain open source projects. So On-Chain Squad is open source is On-Chain Squad. Then moving on to the team. Big shout out to some of the people who made this possible. This is all, maybe to add here, this is all voluntary run. We'll do our best to answer questions, support and mentor you, but most of us do have other activities. So please bear with us if we're not immediately available. Please use the Discord as much as possible so we can keep information and questions and feedback all public so others can join in as well. I'll just add that while it is voluntarily run, it's based on experiences that I have from Use Web3 and some of the others here from Learn Web3 DAO, but also from some experienced DevRels like Uttam and Josh and Harpal. I want to give a quick word as well to some of the others, maybe starting with Hardik, or yeah, let's start with Hardik. I'll promote some of the others to speaker as well for a quick intro.
Absolutely. So, yeah, first of all, guys, super excited to be here. Thank you so much, Wesley. And he pretty much nailed it right on the nailed right on the head. Everything he said. That's On-chain squad is about open source. This 30 days of Web3 continuing the tradition. We do hope that moving forward, we can do this multiple times a year, not just in January. So, um, yeah, I think if this iteration goes well, hopefully a lot of you get outside of your comfort zones, get actually be able to contribute to existing well-known projects in the space. We also have a bunch of partners from external ecosystems and organizations who are going to be coming in, probably more on that in a little bit. But yeah, I think from my perspective, the reason I'm most excited about this is in Learn Web3, I see a bunch of our students over here and also generally just people who have been learning about Web3 or have been learning how to build in this space for a while. And if nothing else, I want this to be a push to some extent to get out of your comfort zone, to get out of that tutorial hell and start making contributions, right? There's no small, no big contribution. Everything's the same. There's no winners. It's not a competition. It's just about actually taking all the learnings you've gathered over time, going out there and yeah, putting them to good use in the real world. Um, so I think that is the thing I'm most excited about, and hopefully 30 days from today, um, we see an absolute shit ton of PRs being created and absolute shit ton of contributions being made. Um, I'll be very, very happy with that. But yeah, that's that's from my side. Yeah, whoever wants to go next.
Thanks, Hardik. Amazing. Yeah, it's great to have that collaboration here with Learn About Pre, and the experience that you guys have from educating so many people already, and now taking on that next step. Exciting. Maybe jumping to Soleil to keep it in the Learn Web3 corner.
Yeah, I'll just jump in real quick. Hi, everyone. It's Soleil. I'm the head of the ecosystem for Learn Web3. I do see a lot of our community members here, so I'm super excited. Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited overall for the challenge. I'm personally also going through the 100 days of code this round, so 30 days of code will be in my kind of field. So yeah, super excited to have everybody here, and may we all continue to grow.
Thank you. Awesome. We have one more from Learn Web3, I guess. Want to go next?
Yeah, hello guys. My name is Larry. People in the community call me LJ. I am one of the blockchain developer TAs of LW3. And yeah, I'm very excited to be a part of this event. I know we did 100 days of code last year, but very excited to partner with those for the first 30 days and to see those contributing to popular repos. So excited to be here.
Thank you. Let's move over to Uttam then. As said, we have a few experienced DevRels here as well. So I think this year we actually have a great combination of different expertises and different skills and different backgrounds. So really excited to help you guys in these 30 days. Uttam, feel free.
Yeah, thank you, Weasley. GM everyone. I'm Uttam. I am right now working as a DevRel at Flare Network. Previously worked at Polygon as a DevRel engineer. I joined 30 Days of Web3 previous year, and it was a great experience. And I couldn't let myself losing this amazing program. So I joined Weasley to now organize this and now onboard more people to contribute to this program and contribute to their first Web3 open source project. And trust me, as Hardik said, this is going to be an amazing experience for everyone. And last year I participated, and there were so many good projects. And when you contribute to these projects, all these projects are very welcoming. If you have any queries, these guys will be there to support you, right? And this year we do have few DevRels, me, Hardik, everyone to support you. So if you have any doubt, feel free to ask any questions. And just the motive is, I guess, to enjoy yourself and try to contribute. Even if your single PR get merged in this tech place, I guess it will be really good for you. Awesome. Back to you, Weasley.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Just one PR is already a win in our book. So hope we can get as many PRs in these 30 days. I see Josh joined as well. I think you joined late, so just for quick context, we're doing a quick introduction round of our team. So if you want to add a few words here, go for it.
Yes, so hello everyone. My name is Yash, and last year I was one of the guy who was just attendee, and I tried to do all the open source. And this time I am working with the team to run this initiative. And huge shout out to Wesley, Hardik, and everyone who tried to make this possible. And hope you guys try to make your first PRs and do more contributions. So yes, looking forward to it. And thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks, Josh. I usually would like introductions from everyone, but I think for today we have slightly too big of a group to do individual introductions. I would definitely recommend everyone to just write a few words in the intro channel. Who are you? What are you working on? What's your experience? And if you have any goals or specific things that you're keen to explore this challenge, feel free to let us know in the channel. I should maybe add, we have one more DevRel who couldn't make it today, it seems. Harpal, he's a DevRel at Cello Network. He'll be around as well if you're excited to try out the Cello Network. For now, I think we're gonna move on with the rest of the agenda. So why are we doing this? I think I mentioned, and all of us have mentioned this a little bit already, but the goal for us is really to onboard new people in the space. We have a long way to go to further build a decentralized and open future, and we need all of you. For you, it's an opportunity to connect, meet, and work with like-minded people. An important aspect of these challenges, just as I said, it's the connections that we have and make with each other. We're all here together to learn and to contribute. So make sure to use Discord, make sure to ask questions, connect with each other. It's really one of the most powerful things of these kind of groups. and usually last longer into the future as well, when you're maybe a few years later still recognize the same people working with you on the same challenges and goals. So again, make sure to connect with each other. And last, it's a celebration of open source software and its maintainers. For those familiar, it's very similar to Hacktoberfest, but we're doing this in January to help you with your New Year's resolutions as well. And why are we focusing on open source specifically? I mean, everything today is built on open source software. The modern world simply would not exist without it today. And as we accelerate into the future, I think it's absolutely critical that we continue to build open and resilient systems, especially if we're looking at advanced AI and AGI. One of the core pillars of Web3 and crypto is that it's being more open for anyone to participate, but also that it's open in being built from open source software. It should be open built by a global and accessible community of developers, openly executed in full view of the world. I've added a few of the key values of the OSS Accelerate meme that's been going on. I can recommend to check out the website. It contains some more info on each of these items, which I strongly agree with. There's a famous saying that software is eating the world, but open source software is eating software faster than software is eating the world. That's why I want to continue to contribute to open source software. A little bit more practical, why as an individual would you contribute to open source? First of all, it helps you, you can improve the software that you rely on. Lots of contributors start as a user of a product they contribute to. As a user, you have a lot of insight on how the product works, what doesn't work. Maybe even you come across bugs. So usually a lot of contributors start by fixing some of those, updating documentation, or even requesting new features that everyone else can benefit from. Another aspect is obviously to improve existing skills, whether it's coding, designing, writing, organizing. If you're looking to skill up, there's likely something that you can do for an open source project. Third, I mentioned this, meet and work with like-minded people, not just from this community, the 30 days challenge, but open source projects itself are very similar to communities itself. They're building towards a shared vision of software, of a software project. So many people also find friendships there through participation, just from online chats, chatting with each other, but also running into each other at conferences. Next step, of course, you build a reputation and public resume. By definition, all of your open source work is public, which means you can build a track record and the demonstration of your skill. And I mentioned this already, it's not just development skills, but an important aspect of open source is actually not technical. It's an opportunity to learn people skills. It's a community with a shared goal or a mission, and it's a great opportunity to practice leadership or management skills. You need skills to help resolve conflicts, organize teams, prioritize work. All of this is essential if you want to provide value to open source software. And the last thing, it can be so empowering to just being able to make changes yourself. Even if you don't become a lifelong core contributor, there are benefits from open source. If you see a typo or just some documentation that's not up to date, being able to make those changes yourself and being able to help others with that is such a powerful feeling. I've linked here as well the how to contribute guide, an open source guide, if anyone's looking for more information on this. Definitely worth checking out. And I mentioned this already, open source is not just about code. There are a lot of other ways to contribute to open source projects. I'd love to hear if there are non-devs here as well. Let's maybe include that in your introduction post, or maybe we'll do a quick poll later on as well. But any builders are welcome in this program. So if you still know anyone else who'd likes to join, who's not a developer, feel free to forward them to the challenge. Community builders, relationship builders, marketeers, content creators. Really, there's a lot of other ways that you can contribute to open source project. I also want to spend some time here on why you should not contribute. This might seem a bit strange, considering our challenges about contributing to open source, but I want to highlight a few things so we have a focus on meaningful contributions that add value, both for yourself, but also for the project maintainers and the larger ecosystem. Open source is not a holy grail to find a job. I mentioned some of the benefits. Yes, there's obviously good reasons to do this, to learn and grow and advance your career, but don't contribute to open source because you feel like you have to. It's not a way to get free mentorship. This program is. We are here to help and to support you, but please respect project maintainers. They already spend a lot of time, often at voluntary as well, to build or maintain open source software. If we're going in there, we should respect their guidelines and contribution guidelines. So what helps really is to find a project you're genuinely interested in. If it's a project you use yourself or you're just really interested or excited about, that helps you build a level of trust. That helps you become part of that community because you want to, and again, not because you feel like you have to. Contribute because it's valuable to you and something that can benefit others. And contribute things that help support the project, not burden them. Especially for this challenge, we want to focus on quality over quantity. There's actually, I saw this coming around in a YouTube video on Twitter. I'll share that link later as well. Because this was a common problem around Hacktoberfest as well. Repos were just massively spammed with low quality, low effort contributions, which basically just ended up being huge burdens for the maintainers and not helpful at all. And I really hope we can avoid that situation for us. Let's see. So how can you make your first contribution? Oh, sorry for, yeah. So how can you make your first contribution? Obviously this program, we are here to help. Make sure to check out the partner page on OnChainSquad.com. All of those projects have committed their time and will be available during these 30 days to help mentor, provide office hours or workshops, or basically anything to get you started. We'll share a little bit more on this later on. Finding a project is really the most important one, I'd say. So we've built a good first issue tracker. You can also find that on OnChainSquad.com. These issues are flagged on GitHub with the label Good First, which are great for newcomers to pick it up and get started. Also, a lot of these projects in the open source tracker are from partner projects or are projects that we have good connections with. So these are definitely good projects to get you started, as we have relationships with a lot of these to help provide with more context or information if needed. But as I said, it's important to find a project that you are genuinely interested in. So if you can't find anything in the list, there's obviously other ways to find projects. Just think about what projects do you use yourself. Can you replace a product that you currently use, maybe with an open source alternative? Maybe check within your communities that you're involved with. Do they build or maintain or use any open source software? Those are usually good opportunities to find projects that you can both use but also contribute to. And another one obviously is just to explore GitHub. Their explore and trending pages are actually pretty good. They can be a huge inspiration and a great way to find projects, interesting projects to work on. When you have found a project, I would usually advise to just follow the community conversations. What are the latest developments? What's the project roadmap? What's in the release notes? Where is this project going and which direction? And how can it contribute to that? Just understanding that the project itself and its direction can be a huge help to see how you can add value and jump in. You can even start by taking notes during community calls, or maybe even if they don't have release notes, start writing them, or start writing bug reports. You could even start triaging if a new bug comes in, try if you can reproduce the issue. So a lot of these kind of small issues can help you get started and get yourself familiar with the project before you're actually contributing to it, which is a great way to just get started. Once you're feeling a little bit more comfortable, make sure to join the conversation. Introduce yourself, let them know who you are, similar to I hope you will all do here in the Discord as well. But what are your skills? What are your experiences? How are you planning to add value? Do you have any goals? What do you like to work on? Or what are you good at? All super important and relevant for some of those communities to know who you are and what you want to work on. And make sure, if you are ready, to let them know when you want to pick up an issue, especially those good first issues, or any issue actually. If it's open, let them know, hey, I'm interested in this. I'd like to work on this. It helps or avoids that multiple people are working on the same issue. And it might also be an opportunity for them to provide a little bit more context, like, hey, I'm picking up this issue. Is there anything I should know before working on this? Maintainers or maybe even other people might jump in and help you get started. But if you are asking questions, I'd add that come in prepared. Make sure you've done your homework. For example, don't tell them like, I want to pick up issue number 4. How do I get started? That's just too fake, too generic, I guess. So maybe instead ask like, I want to pick up issue 4, but I'm unable to run the solution locally because of a missing environment variable. I can't find this in the documentation. How should I set this up? It's a much more concrete question, a more helpful question, which immediately might be an opportunity for you to update the documentation if that's missing. So those are just some general notes to help you get started. And as said, during this program, we will help you guide make your first contribution. So how are we going to do this? First of all, we have 30 days starting from today. The challenge officially runs from today to February 21st. We have some rewards set up. Well, the first one is the leaderboard. I'll let Hardik explain a little bit more on that later, but don't add too much value on who's first and the points behind it. As said, we are here to help each other. There's no first or second places. If you've made a contribution, you are a winner. But the leaderboard will help and see a little bit for us more to see who've made a contribution or not. Then second, we have a small shared prize pool on ShowUp. ShowUp is a project that I run myself. So if you have any questions with registrations or sign up or just in general, please let me know. One of the things here is that we have a shared prize pool of 1 ETH. So that's about $2,400 at the moment, I guess. Anyone who contributes any PR, gets a PR merged, any contribution would be eligible for a stake of that prize pool. It's split between everyone who finishes the challenge. So definitely worth to sign up for that if you are making your contributions. That's the rewards. We will have mentors from all these partner projects joining us throughout the 30 days. We are finalizing program and might even organize some things ad hoc and impromptu sessions. So there we don't have a full program yet. I think we are ready to announce the first one today. Mentors will come in to do different kind of events, which could be office hours, which could be workshops, which could be Q&As, AMAs, whatever. They are here to help. If you have any questions, make sure to join those sessions. Then there's a lot of ways you can prepare yourself, obviously. First of all, I think anyone is welcome to join this challenge, you will likely have a better experience with at least some basic understanding and knowledge of either software development or Web3. If you have experience with software development, we can get you started in any Web3 project, no problem. If you have just some Web3 or crypto experience, or at least you have a good understanding of the fundamentals, there's a lot of other ways you can do to contribute, as mentioned. So we can definitely help you on that end as well. Other than that, as said, we have a good collaboration this time with Learn Web3. I definitely can recommend to check out the website there as well. They have courses, they have a lot of materials to get you that level of basic understanding and basic knowledge if you need that. So make sure to check that out. Maybe some last notes for these challenges. I think it's generally good to just build in public. One would be on this Discord. If you have, just share your progress, ask questions, connect with each other, but maybe even on Twitter or somewhere public. Share your progress, let people know what you're doing, any learnings, anything that you're working on is usually a net benefit of sharing publicly. If you're comfortable with that, of course. And last thing is just to have fun. As said, we're all here to help. We're a community. I hope you all enjoy these 30 days, and we're here to answer and help you along the way. I have a few more links and resources here in the slides. I'll share the slides, by the way, at the end of the session as well. Maybe quickly go back, Hardik, do you want to share anything on leaderboard, or maybe in general? Did I miss anything? Anything you'd like to add at this point, or? Yes, that's great. Thanks, Hardik. I'll maybe add just another note on the tracker. The reason we've built this tracker this way is because we have solid understanding of good experience with most of these projects, or at least the areas in which they operate in, which means we can provide a little bit better support and mentorship if you are working on any of those projects. But as I said before, find something you're genuinely interested in. So if it is indeed another project on Polkadot or whatever, go for it. It just might mean you need to be a little bit more able to manage and help yourself in that way. But we'll definitely try to find and support you along the way, of course, either way. Last question. Yeah, Hardik, you were answering already. The challenge starts today and ends on 21st February, midnight, GMT. I want to open it here as well for any other questions. I think from the chat we have covered most already. If you have any other questions, please feel free.
Well, might as well quickly give you an idea of the workshop. So Thursday workshop, just added it to the website schedule. We'll set up a Discord event for it shortly. Thursday workshop, 11 a.m. Eastern, for Base. So build on Base, the chain. Base is going to be doing a lightning talk, 11 a.m. Eastern, on how you can get started contributing over there. We're going to keep adding more on this list, as I mentioned earlier. So keep an eye out on this list or on the Discord events. We probably will also be announcing new workshops, I guess. But yeah. And there's a question, can we immediately start contributing to projects today? Absolutely. Yeah, you can start. It's all good. And do we need any approval for choosing any tasks? Not from us, it might be helpful like on the GitHub issue to say like you're going to be working on this. So, there people, like you don't end up with like two people trying to do the same thing or something like that. But you don't need any approval from us, if that's what the question was. Feel free to do whatever.
Yeah, maybe just to reiterate quickly there, making your first contribution. As I mentioned before, make sure to just join into the community, or at least at a minimum, let on the issue itself know that you are starting to or planning to work on that issue. And if you need any additional context or just want to join their community, make sure to do so as well. Ask questions, take notes. Basically, some of the steps I shared before. But yeah, no need to discuss with us unless you need any help.
I love
how many? Yeah, that's a good one. Well, cohort 1, we just built new projects. We had about close to 200 applications, which was way too much. I was primarily organizing it myself at that time. So I think I accepted about half, about 100, maybe 80 applications, of which I think half of them again submitted their projects. This could be anything. It didn't have to be contributions to open source. But I think around 30 to 40 different projects were submitted during cohort 1. Cohort 2, we did not have a lot of people joining, 35 in total. I think we had, I'm not sure, I'd have to look it up, but it was less PRs that were pushed. I think maybe 15 to 20, which was still reasonable, I guess, considering the amount of people who joined. But definitely hope that we can do better this time, a lot better. We have a lot more people, and hopefully with a bit better support and mentorship, we should be able to push out more PRs as a group. I hope. Is it possible to solve? Oh, see, Hardik is answering that one. Yeah, to find issues that are that match your knowledge and skill level. The OSS tracker, you can use it to at least filter by language and by project. At least language is a good one. Find something that you're comfortable with already. Projects is a little bit difficult, or might be difficult. As I mentioned before, find something you're genuinely interested in. So not sure if there's anything already that you are following or that you're using. Good to start with some of those projects. Alternatively, that is also where the office hours and workshops are meant to be doing. Project maintainers will come in to explain a little their projects, but also about good first issues and about how to get started, just to share a little bit more and get you excited about their projects. So make sure to follow and join the following office hours as well. What's the best way to ensure someone else is not already working on an issue? I think it's really to just jump into the issue on GitHub, check the conversation, and let them know if you plan to work on something. Usually someone else would do the same. It really is just I guess a best practice of working on open source. Let them know when you're starting something, so you avoid not everyone is working on the same issue. And if it's someone from this group, I think we mentioned this in the chat before. This is a personal challenge. You don't have to join teams, but if it's someone from this group, you could definitely collaborate with each other to try and tackle an issue together. Some of these might even require a bit of design work or front-end skills, plus maybe back-end or development skills. So some of these issues might actually be beneficial to tackle together.
Yeah, just to add on real quick to that, please don't be going around just spamming comments either, though. Like if maybe you come across like 5 or 10 different issues you might be interested in working on, don't go and leave comments on all 10 of them saying you're going to work on it until you actually start working on it, just so because like other people might be like, okay, this guy's working on it, I'm not going to contribute over here, and then it's like if you don't end up doing it, it kind of like it's respect the maintainers, right? Respect the maintainers, be kind. And if you do come across a project that already has a comment from somebody saying they're working on it, as Wesley said, if they're from this group, you can try to work on it together. Alternatively, if you come across a comment that is very old, like maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, somebody said they're going to work on it, but nothing actually happened, you can always just reply to them on GitHub saying, hey, are you still doing this? If not, I want to do this. So yeah, just generally just be respectful of like everyone's time, I guess, and don't just go and just post 100 comments saying I'm gonna do this, and just reserve that for when you actually are doing it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good one. And also comes back again a little bit and be prepared when you start to work on something. Maybe even before you mention you want to work on something, try to see if you can run the solution locally already. Are you having any issues? Do you understand the documentation? Do you know what's needed to be done for that issue? Just set yourself up a little bit to be prepared, that when you tell them I'm going to work on this, you actually know what you're going to do and you're going to finish that one. Of course, it can happen. You're not able to solve it. You're not able to fix it. But also make sure to communicate back to the maintainer as well. That's no problem. I mean, maintainers understand that as well, just as long as you have open and transparent communication about that as well. Cool. It seems like the questions are done for now. We're almost at a full hour as well. So again, I want to thank you all and for joining today. We will share the recording and I'll also share the slides. If you have any other questions, make sure to use the Discord. Make sure to get started in here. Share what you're working on, share what you're excited about. I'm really looking forward to the upcoming 30 days. And as I said, we're all here to help. Let us know if you need anything, and we'll announce the first office hours or workshops very soon.
And 100%. And also, one last little comment I want to make is the platform, the onchainsquad.com platform, is slightly experimental. So if you run into any bugs or anything like that, just tag me, just post in general, or I think there's a feedback channel as well. Just tag me over there if you run into any issues. I'll fix it for you. And same goes for show up. If you run into any issues on show up, feel free to tag Wesley and we'll get it fixed for you. But other than that, let's do this. We'll be announcing workshops, office hours, everything like that soon. If you need help, if you have any questions, just post over here. Somebody should be able to help you out. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining, and speak to you all soon.